Well everyone, it is a brand new year and yet again, despite Rockstar's best efforts to the contrary, CAYO maxing remains the #1 strat to make lots of cash in a really fast amount of time in GTA Online. And if done properly, you can walk in and out of El Rubio's little Caribbean paradise with over $1 million in loot, and it shouldn't even take you an hour to complete, including all of the setup missions. But if you're still not sure how to do CAYO in the most efficient way, if you're looking for new ways to approach the island, and if you're confused about the various stealth routes, worry not, because in this guide I will give you all of the juicy details and information on how to CAYO max the right way. I'll show you exactly which approach vehicles are best, how to get in and out of the island without being detected, the optimal path to take for speedruns, and I'll even give you a few tips and tricks to speed up those annoying setup missions. Starting with the first, as well as the longest setup mission that you'll have to do for CAYO, which is the dreaded intel gathering mission. Now, the hardest part of this mission isn't actually the bike ride itself, because I'm going to show you a route that makes it completely trivial. Rather, it's the boring flight that you have to make to get to the island before the actual bike part. You see, the Velum is slow, really slow, and to make matters worse, the game will sometimes give you absolutely dreadful spawns like this one all the way out in Procopio Beach, and you'll be forced to fly the entire length of the map just to get to your destination. However, you can make things a lot easier for yourself by using two simple tricks. First, teleport your Casaca to the Sanchiansky range before you even begin the gather intel mission. I don't exactly know how this works, but I've found through personal experience that if you start at Sanchiansky, there's a much higher chance of you getting a good Velum spawn, like in Grapeseed or even Lago Zancudo. And if you get the Lago Zancudo spawn, do another fast travel right away so you'll be 5 seconds away from the Velum as soon as you pull out of the submarine in your Sparrow. Then, for the second tip, I suggest you climb as hard and as fast as you can with your Velum. Basically, retract the landing gear, go into first person, and keep your eyes glued to the altimeter right here. If it says you're above 900 feet, you're good to go, because it means you're flying in the low drag zone, and your aircraft will go slightly faster. It won't make a massive difference, but if you're trying to CAYO max, you need to get the little things right, because those seconds add up to minutes over time. Then, once you're at the island, grab this bike right here and follow the path that I'm showing you here on screen. What you need to do is drive over this road while trying to not get knocked down by the adamantium trees of CAYO Perico, and then instead of taking the gate like everyone else may do, simply cut a right across this road and the one above it. You can jump this railing quite easily on your Manchez bike. Then once you get to this infamous outpost, you hit the brakes for a second and observe where the guard on this tower is looking. What you need to do is wait for him to turn around, then floor the throttle and jump right over the hill, using it like a ramp. You'll get over the wall with ease, and once you're on the other side, take this path on the right while trying to avoid this camera right here. Sometimes there will be a Jeep patrol coming at you from this side, so be on the lookout for that. Then once you're at the communication tower, it's very easy to tell if the signal box will be on the ground floor or somewhere up on the tower. If you see this guard standing near the tower on your minimap, it means the signal box is on one of the higher levels up in the tower. If there's no guard spawn nearby, it means the signal box will be on the ground, and you should be able to hear it beeping as soon as you enter the area. Then you just have to do this simple little hack, and I see a lot of folks are still having trouble with it to this day, so let me explain how it works. You've got two sides, one with the numbers and one with the multipliers, and in the middle is your target voltage that you have to achieve by combining the numbers with the multipliers. The multipliers themselves will always be 1x, 2x, and 10x. So for example, let's take this hack here where I have to get a total of 25 volts from 6 volts, 9 volts, and 4 volts. It's 9 times 1, 4 times 1, and 6 times 2. That equals 25. This might require a little bit of mental math at first, but you'll quickly get used to doing it, and doing it this way is much faster than just winging it and hoping things turn out right. Anyway, once that hack is done, simply switch to the basement camera where you'll find out if your loot is in the glass display case or in the safe. If it's in the display case, you'll need the plasma cutter, but if it's in the safe, it's the bearer bonds and you'll need the safe code. The prep mission for this one is slightly longer than the plasma cutter prep, but it can still be done in a reasonable amount of time, and you'll still be able to do the CAYO Perico heist in under 50 minutes or less, even if you get the bearer bonds. Now finally, check El Rubio's office to see if he has both paintings. If he does, you can simply pick the Casaca approach and enter the drainage tunnel to collect both your primary and secondary at the same spot. But if he has one painting or even no paintings at all, we can use our normal route with the Longfin, which is airstrip first for secondary loot and then drainage tunnel for the main loot. Now that you've scoped out all the loot, instead of driving all the way back to the airstrip or even getting caught by one of the guards, just open up your pause menu and join a new session to teleport directly to your Casaca and save yourself a whole lot of time. Now once I'm done with gather intel, I like to do my vehicle prep first. For your approach vehicle, if you're a solo player, there are really two choices. Either you pick the Kasaka or the Longfin. If you pick the Kasaka, you'll have to go through the main compound first, and then the main docks because that's the most time efficient route. If you pick the Longfin, your secondary loot will be a bit easier since there are fewer guards and cameras at the airstrip, which is usually why I recommend the Longfin to newer players. However, both routes are honestly equally as fast and can be done in approximately the same amount of time if you're experienced enough. But, and this is a big but here, the Kasaka approach has a major advantage over the Longfin approach, and that's during the prep mission itself. You see, for the Longfin, if you want to do it in the fastest way, you need your very own Phantom Wedge semi-truck. Sure, you could grab the free one that Pavel marks on your minimap, but it doesn't have bulletproof tires, and it also has a bunch of guards nearby, so you'll waste some precious time securing this free truck. And that's not all, because you simply can't open up Warstock and spend $2.5 million on a Phantom Wedge. You need a vehicle cargo warehouse first, and those can cost anywhere from $1.5 to $2.8 million. And in order to get a vehicle cargo warehouse, you need to own a CEO office before that. But let's compare this to the Kasaka approach, where all you need is a Kasaka, which you already have, so you spend precisely $0. Just teleport to the Merryweather testing site, dive underwater in this yellow circle, exit your Kasaka, grab the sonar jammer from the other submarine, and get back into your Kasaka. That's it. Mission complete. Yeah, the guards in the corners can be a little bit annoying to deal with, but you can easily solve this issue with an assault shotgun plus armor and snack spam. Usually the jammer will be located somewhere near the engine room, and if you're familiar with the layout of your own Kasaka, the Merryweather one's the exact same. There's also a third option here, which is the Vellum, and this is literally a repeat of the first phase of the Gather Intel mission, but this time, instead of flying the Vellum to CAYO Perico, you take it to Mini Madrazo's hangar at LSIA instead. And this is very important here if you choose the Vellum approach. Before you start the finale, make sure to go into your support crew menu and pay $10,000 for the weapons stash. Without this, you'll be detected by the guards as soon as you land at the airstrip, and the mission will go hot immediately. But if you get your weapons stashed in the nearby hangar, you can collect them along with your secondary loot, and then simply put on this disguise over here, which will allow you to commandeer any vehicle of your choice and drive it straight into the gates of El Rubio's compound. Next, let's talk about the prep work for your plasma cutter and safe code. If you got your primary loot in the glass case, you'll need a plasma cutter like I said, and for all these equipment prep missions, the best place to start is by parking your Kasaka next to Vespucci Beach. Then grab your Sparrow, fly down to the safe house, walk in, take 2 steps forward, pull out your phone, and click a photo of whatever's in front of you. You don't actually have to walk inside the room and look at the whiteboard. Just click a photo of whatever you see after walking a couple steps forward, then turn around and head outside. By now, Pavel should have sent you the coordinates of the cutter, so go there, blow everyone to smithereens with your homing missiles, and fly back with the equipment. For the safe code prep mission, things are a bit more complicated. If you don't own a penthouse at the Diamond Casino, you'll have to enter through the main door and then take the elevator down into the garage, where you'll have to recover a key card from the trunk of this Lampadati. But if you own a private penthouse for yourself in the building, you can simply land on the roof and take the elevator directly into the suite without any additional shenanigans. Then, you find the target, pump him full of lead for your safe code, and exit the building. Job done. The last piece of prep work we need to do is weapons, and for this I highly recommend the Aggressor. You'll see why in the finale, but here's what you have to do. Start the prep mission, and every time the game gives you that dreadful Merryweather HQ mission, simply hop into a new lobby and try again. I got really lucky with the Penrith building on my first try, and I also landed on the rooftop, which is what you should do if you don't want to alert the guards below. If you alert them, you'll get into an extended gunfight, and this mission will take way longer than it should. You have a Sparrow, so use it and land on the roof. Then, what you need to do is shoot the edge of this door with a silence gun to open it, take out this guard in front of you, take out the one to the right, these 2 over here, and lastly, this guy behind the desk. Then hack into the safe, grab your weapons, and once again, always take the roof exit so you don't have to deal with the guards standing outside the building. Alright folks, it's time for the finale, and here you only need to concern yourself with one thing, and that's staying in stealth at all times. No matter which approach you take, Vellum, Annihilator, Kasaka, or Longfin, staying in stealth will make this part of CAYO Perico extremely easy, and you'll also be able to complete the Elite Challenge with no stress at all. For the Elite Challenge, you have 4 key requirements. Don't get detected, complete the finale in under 15 minutes, don't fail a single hack, and don't restart. The first and last requirements are kind of linked together because the only time you restart is if you get detected, and I've also got a little tip that will help you out with the fingerprint hack. First, I'm going to show you the Longfin route. As soon as you spawn in, swing a hard left, drop these 2 guards at the airstrip, and then you want to shoot this camera and kill this guy near the first hangar. Inside, what you need to do is use the forklift to check both levels, and if you don't have a full bag, cross the airstrip to reach the second hangar. But before you climb this wall, make sure to kill this guard, otherwise if he's near the shed while you're cutting through the steel fence, he's gonna hear you and sound the alarm. So take him out, destroy this camera, snipe this guard over here, and collect the rest of your secondary loot. Then head straight for the drainage tunnel and dive in to reach El Rubio's compound. If you've gone with the Casaca approach, you start directly at the tunnel, and this is achieved by selecting the drainage tunnel as both your infiltration as well as compound entry point in the planning phase. Then, follow this path here to get a guaranteed gate key drop. As soon as your character walks through the door, you need to turn around, climb up these stairs right here, and kill this guard. Then after that, you need to take out this camera and pump the juggernaut full of lead as well. And like I was alluding to earlier, this is where the aggressor loadout really shines, because you can kill him full to zero in about 1 second with the assault shotgun, then destroy this camera, kill this guard over here, wait for this enemy to turn around, and also kill him. There's another guard here, take him out, and for this one who's walking down the stairs from the office, I would suggest using a melee attack. You'll have a gate key by now, and what this means is we don't need to do the annoying 3-stage fingerprint hack. Instead, what you can do is open El Rubio's wall safe, grab the cash, jump straight down and open this gate. Then after that, do this single fingerprint hack right here, and after that you can grab your loot and exit the compound. Outside, we have just one more thing left to do. We need to fill our bag with secondary loot. For that, what we need to do is take this bike, but before you head for the main docks, make sure to take out this Jeep patrol who always drives on this road. If you don't take care of him, he'll spot the guard that you killed for the bike. Then go to this checkpoint, take out 2 more guards, destroy this camera, and then take this path on screen to get to the main docks. Here, you have 2 different sheds containing secondary loot. One is right here, just to the left side of these boats, and here you'll find 1 guard plus 1 camera. The second shed is located right across the road from the first one, and here you'll have to kill 2 guards to get inside. There are no cameras, but keep an eye on El Rubio's chopper to make sure you don't fall inside its cone of vision. Now, all that's left to do is grab a dinghy and leave the island. There are 2 guards looking at the docks right here. Kill the one that's closest to you, then grab your boat and leave the island in style. It's really that easy, even if you get detected at this stage. It won't break your stealth check for the Elite Challenge, and you should be really happy because you've just made $1.1 million in less than an hour. If you return in 2.5 real-life hours, you can lock in hard mode for CAYO Perico, which will give you an extra 10% on all primary loot and $100,000 for the Elite Challenge. But with all that out of the way, I think that's it for this video. I'm going to wrap up this 2026 CAYO Perico guide. I also have a detailed video on how to do all the CAYO Perico setup missions, as well as the CAYO Elite Challenge speedrun guide, where I show you an alternate route through the compound with less enemy resistance. So go and check those out if you're interested in more CAYO content. But for just getting started with this heist in 2026 and still doing it efficiently, even if you're not going to set any world records, I think this is a pretty solid jumping off point. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like on this video if you found the tips and information informative. Consider subscribing to the channel if you are new and you want to see more GTA 5 online content just like this. Check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, specifically twitch.tv/hazardoushdtv. Check out my YouTube shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikToks. I upload daily short form content, and I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Until then, adios amigos.